Hello, I'm here with my dad, former graduate of Texas Southern University, and we're going to discuss how his personal experience and the importance of HBCUs. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, Dad, regarding your experiences and about HBCUs. First question, um, how do you feel about HBCUs today?
I think the HBCU today is a remarkable way where students of all color and creed can go and get a quality education. It allows the individual to have that one-on-one relationship, if you will, with the professor. I like it because of how it's structured. I had a chance to go to any college of choice, but I chose to go to an HBCU, specifically Texas Southern University, because of what they offered and some of the great things and great people they produced out of that school.
All right. Why did you choose an HBCU?
I chose an HBCU because it was important for me to be a part of history, my history, a part of the struggle, a part of the commitment, part of the overall environment that was built really by the hands of African Americans. And so I wanted to be a part of history. We as a people, we have come a very long way through education and academics. And I think the contributions that were made by those who've paved the way for us to have an institution such as Texas Southern University deserves the respect of the community, especially the African American community, to give back and to send their kids and to the school and also be a part of the Alumni Association. So it's a plethora of reasons why, but the main reasons why, because just of its historical value to not only to the community but to the world.
All right, next question. What was your biggest challenge in college?
I think my biggest challenge in college for me when I attended Texas Southern University was being at a place 900 miles away, trying to adjust to the environment of living on campus and that social environment. That was my first time being away from home that length of time and being away from home for such a long time. So I think my challenge was just the adjustment of the campus life, and that was probably, I could say, my biggest challenge. Taking on the responsibility of being an adult, being a man. It was totally up to me, and so I had to really step up my game, if you will, and produce.
Why do you think some people view TSU in a negative way?
I think people view TSU in a negative way because of the media coverage on the school. I think we were viewed in a negative way as a people for a very long time. So whenever we have something of great value like TSU, I think that people take that also as something negative, even if it's something good. They viewed blacks as a piece of property for years, and now we come together and we put together an institution, and we have made great gains with the progress of its excellent academic curriculum, excellent athletic department, excellent law department, excellent pharmacy department. So people view TSU, some people view TSU as a negative opposed to a positive, simply because sometimes the color of our skin, the color of the people behind it, because it's an all black or considered to be an all black school, but that's not the case. And then I think just the stigma of being black um, is always something that we have to try hard and fight for to change those types of perceptions. So there's several reasons why people view it, but no one views it as a negative thing. But no one really, those who have used it as a negative thing really haven't had the experience at TSU. They've just seen
All right. Next
things
question.
on the news.
What was your biggest accomplishment at TSU?
I think one of my biggest accomplishments at TSU was graduating from TSU. I think when I started to attend the school, that was something that I wanted to do, was finish, was graduate, because my gym teacher, or the teacher I took physical education, his name escapes me right now, but he told me to look around the room, and he said, just look. He said, there's going to be a lot of you all that's not going to be here next semester. And he was right. There were a lot of people who came who was inquisitive but wasn't serious about staying in school. And the next semester we dropped a lot of students who were not serious because they couldn't keep up with the work that was required of them. I think my second most greatest achievement, I guess, other than graduating from the school of business, was the ability to join the ROTC program that was afforded to me while I was in college.
All right, next question. At TSU, what problems did you see within the university?
I think when I was going to the university, I guess the areas on which was probably a concern, not to only me, but to a large body of students, was the registration process. That was always a joy because the lines were long and the demands were high from the students. I think, to be honestly fair about it, I mean, at that time when I was going in the early 90s, I mean, students were indecisive of what they wanted to take originally. So they made it difficult for the staff. And so when they got to the window to finalize their paperwork, it took longer at the window because some of the students didn't prepare prior to getting in line and didn't have all the information they needed to make the process smooth. So it was part student, part logistics of registrations, of registration services.
As an, you ready, Mom? As a African American, do you feel like some of the racial problems we faced during segregation still exist today?
Absolutely. I think we live in a world that's full of evil. We live in a world that's full of hatred. We live in a world that's still see.
We got 2 minutes. How did you prepare for upcoming tests?
I'm prepared for upcoming tests through study groups, through reviewing my notes that were taken in class, and also through the materials that were required for me to read. So I prepared through reading the material, the books. I kept up with my reading assignments and my homework and my study. And I also had a study group, and I also had reached out to tutors for areas that were challenging to me, and I reviewed for my test. Now, that was the ideal way, but there was some tests that testing days I wasn't as disciplined as I would like to be, and I would spend half the night prior to the test preparing for the test. So
How do you think TSU can change its image?
I think the TSU can change its image by doing what it's doing today, and that is by reinvesting into the lives of the young people, continuing to work on the infrastructure of the campus, dormitories, expansions of building, remodeling, up-to-date technology, staying on the cutting edge of technology. And I think when we stay ahead of, or we have relevant information that we can access, so we can be better researchers, because college is about being able to be a better researcher. So the school continues to invest in buildings and in the people that attend the school.
All right. Thank you, Dad, for your time.
You're welcome.